are live from the U.S. Airways Center for a Western Conference contest featuring the Suns here in Phoenix. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, joined as always by...
Let's go. You're
Miles Plumlee. And Morris subbed in for Anthony Tolliver. Cantor, he checked in for Utah. So on the floor for Utah, Hayward 3 and Favors the 4. Pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. And it's Cantor in at the 5. Rome in the paint. Dishes it to Hayward. Just 5 on the clock. Burke trains it from beyond the arc.
Nice defense,
Burke's
dude.
got 5 now.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Defense percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Some changes for Phoenix. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Green. Lights out comes in for Eric Bledsoe. And Thomas subbed in for Goran Dragic. Thomas kicks to Morris. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominated.
Tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
Pass to Cantor. Soft touch off the glass.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height. Enes Kanter, originally from Turkey, some real promise offensively. Scores well on that left block, and he does a nice job on the offensive boards as well. At times, he's even shown the ability to step out and
throw that
space
shot. What the hell?
Interesting to see how his game develops.
I don't even want that.
Burke kicks to Burks. And again, it's Utah.
And it was almost like he was surprised to
That's
be
my
that
bad,
wide
my bad.
open, yet he knocked it down.
Suns trail by 8. Outside Thomas. Off the pick. Almost, but it rolls out.
Defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Here's Burke. Here's Burks.
Jump again,
And
dude.
he
What
can't
are you
extend the
doing?
lead to double digits.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Passes it to Lights Out. Over to the left wing. Here's Tucker. The
Yeah.
36 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Burke kicks to Hayward. Pass to Burks. Here's the dish to Burke. Favors sets the pick for Burks. On its way from Hayward for 2. No good off the front iron.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop
Thomas
forcing
gets the
it.
bucket. Thomas got his first bucket of the night. Now Burke. 11 points for him in that last game against Memphis.
And defensively, I mean, he was all over the court, forcing turnovers, putting a ton of pressure on the ball.
All right, the second quarter beginning. With a completely new group on the floor. And the Jazz with some changes. Suns trail by 6. Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors plays the 4 with Cantor at the 5. Burke's the off guard with Hayward at the 3. And it's Burke in at the point.
Oh! Woo! Woo!
Lights Out's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Utah's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Favors sets the pick for Hayward. Phoenix grabs the miss. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, they were really in a funk from the field, guys. Credit the defense.
Yo.
But, even when they got open looks, they were not hitting.
Hey, Steve, me and you flub up words and misstate things on occasion. So do these players have bad nights. It happens.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Boy, their frenetic defense
Oh, yeah.
has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
He dishes it to Burke. Hayward kicks to Burks. Feeds to Burke. Shot clock at 6. Favors sets the pick for Hayward. Hits the three-point bomb. Hayward's got 12 points in the game.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Outside Thomas. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Thomas got his second bucket of the night.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Oh, got
Nice ball
him.
movement by Utah. Cantor's shot is off. The Suns have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field.
Yo.
Thomas down low. Burke covering.
Oh, boy.
Thomas, no good.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game. Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
Here's Tucker. No good. And the first.
Well, Goran, how do you rate the team's...
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. I'll start with what's been a solid offensive effort for us. We're shooting the ball well because we're not trying to do too much. If the shot hasn't been there, you guys haven't forced it. Good work. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. And let's start every possession this half by looking to trigger the fast break. Less bodies on the defensive glass and more guys headed up the court looking for the outlet pass. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that W.
The third quarter now. Steve Morris is checked in for Plumlee. The Jazz also changing it up. Novak's checked in, and Hood subbed in for Gordon Hayward. We've got Anthony Tolliver. Dragic is out there with Bledsoe. Then there's Gerald Green, and it's Morris in at the center position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Phoenix making some changes. Tucker, he's checked in for Gerald Green. And lights out subbed in for Goran Dragic. And here is Burke. He's got 7. And Gobert kicks
Oh,
it over.
nice. Oh, yeah, sure, ignore me.
Covering. The feed now to Tolliver. Curls it from outside.
That works too.
And it's a 5-point Phoenix lead.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Thanks helping me, man.
Nice one there from Exum.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Bledsoe outside. There's the pick. Kicks it to Morris. They get a hand on it.
What are you doing, Morris?
And now the fast break Exum with the ball. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, thank you, Kevin. There are a lot of questions as to how Dante Exum will develop as a player. He has the skill to be a 2-guard, but grew up playing point guard. He would prefer the point, saying that's the position that has got me here. That's what I want to be going forward. We'll see if the coaches agree, Kevin.
We'll see how it plays out. Thanks, Doris.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots.
Oh, cover me, dude. Why?
That one goes.
Why?
Exum's got his
I
second
don't
bucket of the
get
game
it.
to go.
This game has taken on a new feel since halftime.
For sure, the energy level on both sides has gone way up after the break.
And there's the pass to lights out. Launches it. Can't hit. And Utah the other way now. Last time they met was in Utah.
They played a very physical game the last time they got together, and it had a lot to do with them coming away empty. There were just too many key players in foul trouble by the time the fourth quarter came around.
And that one's good. Burke.
You know, typically he's just a role player, but when he does score, it allows the offense to be more balanced.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Down low, here's Morris. Blocked. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
Exum dishes to Burke. Excellent D there from Bledsoe. Good if it goes. Can't cash in. And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assistant. This is for Phoenix, Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Morris. Green comes in for P.J. Tucker. And lights out subbed in for Thomas. And a switcher also for Utah. Jeremy Evans checks in for Derek Favors. So on the floor for Utah, Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Jeremy Evans is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Exum in at the point guard.
Wow.
Bust him up with that shot.
Well, a huge bucket there to stifle the crowd. You're right.
It's like they're stunned. I mean, they don't know what to think.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Dragic kicks to Green. Pass to lights out. And Kanter pulls it down. And for the Jazz, they're shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%.
That kills me, man.
Exum kicks to Hayward. Shot off the pick. It's good. And that shot brings
was
them
downtown.
within just one.
Huge points.
That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket. Desperate.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, no question, the right call at this point. You can't.
Oh, nice one, dude.
That's right. I mean, you got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. Favors comes in for Jeremy Evans. He's able to hit the second one, and that will put them up by 2. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. He urged his players to keep fighting, saying, we're right there, but the margin of error has shrunk. We've got to play aggressive and smart. Guys?
Dragic with it. Pass to lights out.
Oh!
Heaves it up. Oh, it's off the mark. And we're going to overtime. Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime. 2K Sports. Back in a moment.
I
here
should
from the
drive
US
more.
Airways Center.
I forced that.
And great competition we're seeing.
What the heck was that?
Look it up. It's called basketball.
Ooh, ooh! I wouldn't do that.
And these
I wouldn't do that.
basketball pan out. So Phoenix will get the first possession. So it's the Suns taking the W in a close one. You know, Clark, they couldn't put them away in regulation, but after a superb performance in overtime, they managed to get the job done.
Yeah, just an...
Yes, guys, I'm here.
Whatever, man.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live from the capital city of California, Sacramento. It's a one-game reprieve at home for the Kings here with their Sacramento fans and then back on the road. Well, first quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And since the new ownership group took over, the Kings have been one of the most proactive teams in the league, looking for trades and trying to reshape the roster.
Well, they're looking to make moves to climb out of the cellar in the Western Conference. Highly motivated and really looking to shake things up. They traded for upside, acquiring Derek Williams and Rudy Gay. Athleticism and scoring ability in those two guys.
Lights out, checked in for Eric Bledsoe. Outside Dragic. Right side Dragic. Here's lights out. Right now averaging 7 points a game. They kick it out to Green. From the corner. Good. He hits the jump shot. Green's got 8 points. The Kings trail by 4. And McCallum kicks to Cousins. The 17-footer. That's good.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
The Suns have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Passes it to lights out. 1:27 left to play.
Side shot.
Good. For Sacramento, they've gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Here's McCallum. He's coming off a 13-point game against Utah.
Yeah, no question. You look at his assist totals. I mean, they tell you what a nice job he was doing of really spreading that ball around.
That's good. Gay's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Dragic the pass to Lights Out.
Oh, why did I do that?
They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
I'll tell you what, the way they shot the ball that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. High post try, and there are the Kings.
Man!
He should thank the defense for those 2 points, really. Nobody paid him any mind there.
Shut
up.
up.
The Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Utah Jazz. Dragic kicks to Tolliver. He dishes it to Morris. Pass to Lights Out.
Oh, what was that?
Goes up with it again. And another shot. And time, but it's off the mark. It's all tied in Sacramento. And back with the start. Sacramento, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Evans. Thompson comes in for Carl Landry. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Ben McLemore. And then for Phoenix, Markieff Morris is checked in for Miles Plumlee. Tolliver comes in for Morris. And Lights Out subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Mark in at shooting guard. E.J. Tucker is out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then there's Markieff Morris. And it's Thomas in at the 1.
Rudy Gay is listed at 6'8", but he
come
has
on,
a
dude.
7'3" wingspan and tremendous athleticism. That really helps him defensively.
Shoot!
Both on the perimeter
Yeah!
and inside, where he contributes on the glass
Oh,
and
we're listening
blocking
big.
shots.
Now
What the hell happened?
Doris Burke. Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Well, as you know, Isaiah Thomas has had to work his whole life. He's been overlooked at nearly every level, but just uses it to fuel his play. As Thomas said, I just play my heart out. That's how I've learned how to play since day one. I've always been the smallest guy on the court every time I've been on it. It's no different. I just like to play hard. Guys, back to you.
Not the biggest guy.
I'm
but
right here.
boy,
Get
he
out of
is
here.
Quick, Doris. I think that's one of his advantages. Thomas passes to Lights Out. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Lights Out's got 5. As you talk about Rudy Gay's size and athleticism, Steve, he can play small ball 4 in a pinch.
Yeah, and it also enables him to get that
Cover
jump shot
me,
off
man.
pretty much
What the
anybody.
hell?
He's spaced and he's playing at a 4, and he can get that jumper off. Now he's got the ability to drive past you because the floor is opened up. So it's very interesting when he's placed at that 4 position.
Oops.
To the paint, here's Morris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Morris has got his first bucket in this one.
You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Cousins with a screen for Gay. Off the screen. Tries again. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He's got 8 points and also a blocked shot.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
You know, guys, things did not go nearly as well as he would have liked when he stepped up to the free throw line last game.
No, his foul shots just were not dropping for him the other night.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
Stauskas is checked in for the Kings. Ray McCallum comes in for Darren Collison. The pass to Lights Out for the 3.
Nope.
And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
That footing,
Cousins
man.
has got 6
Was ugly.
rebounds here tonight. Here's McCallum, averaging 8 points a game. Fade away. No good from Cousins. And here's Dragic. Gay
Whoa,
with the block.
dude!
And it's Lights Out with the foul.
What?
So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For Sacramento, they have
That's
shot 4 of
stupid.
7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early. 2 shots. And McCallum drops them both. And so that brings the first half to a close. It's Sacramento. They lead by 14.
Hey guys, settle down for a second. I noticed a couple of things from that first half. First thing, we need to run more set plays for our low post guys. We've got to get more scoring inside. Let's set some good screens down low. Also, the handle we've kept on the ball has been nice and tight. They love to force us into more mistakes, but you guys haven't been letting that happen. Good job. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that W.
We'll see, Coach. We'll see.
And as we welcome you back, it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. And the Suns here with a different look. Markieff Morris is checked in for Plumlee. Morris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Gerald Green. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Goran Dragic. They've got McLemore. Sessions out there with Collison. Then there's Evans. And it's Thompson in at the center. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Rocket 2. They get it back. Evans. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Evans has got 6.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
Lights out checked in for the Suns. Thomas kicks it to Tucker. They set the pick. He feeds it to Morris. And he makes good on the layup.
Marcus Morris.
Kings leading now by 20. Well, the Morris twins, Markieff and Marcus, drafted back-to-back with the last 2 picks of the lottery back in 2011.
Dude, cover me!
Kansas, Steve 13th and 14th overall.
Well, like a lot of twins, Kevin, they are extremely close. They live together. They even have the same tattoos. They were both thrilled when they were reunited with the Suns, and it showed on the court. They both played very well.
Passes it to Lights Out. Good. Lights Out's got 7 points.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, Kings head coach Mike Malone, a demanding, defensive-minded coach. Some might fear that he'd rub his team the wrong way, but star big man DeMarcus Cousins loves his approach, saying he's done an incredible job of keeping us together, keeping us motivated. I'm with Malone until the end. He has my back, and I've got his. Good working situation, guys.
It's all about getting that buy-in from your best players. Thanks, Doris.
And Marcus Morris, originally drafted by the Rockets, his brother Markieff constantly petitions to trade for him. The Suns acquired him at the deadline back in 2013, and since they've been reunited, the Twins have taken their play to another level.
And Thomas, here we go. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Sessions.
Well, the Suns had the first twin teammates in NBA history back in 1976 with Tom and Dick Van Arsdale. Of course, we've seen the Collins twins, Lopez twins out of Stanford. But the Morris twins, the first ever to start an NBA game together. So they have made history.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Sacramento. And the Suns also making a change. Tolliver's checked in. And Thompson kicks to Gay. The rebound by Lights Out. Lights Out's got 4 rebounds in this game. From deep. And the shot is good. Lights Out's got 10 points in the game.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Here's Sessions. And the miss.
I got it. Damn it.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Kings lead by 15. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. Phoenix also making some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Gerald Green. Lights Out comes in for Eric Bledsoe. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Goran Dragic. On the court for the Suns, Clark, he's in at shooting guard. Miles Plumlee out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Thomas. And it's Morris in at the forward.
Been a great game tonight for Lights Out. He's got 10 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Well, since the turn of the century, guys, the Western Conference has ruled the roost, winning interconference matchups in 14 out of the last 15 seasons. To Steve, last season, the highest ever win percentage for the West at over 72%.
Yeah, and 8 of the league's top 10 teams played in the West record-wise. It may be time to take a fresh look at a top 16 playoff structure.
We're just wasting time.
Deep 2 from Collison. Gets an open look and hits.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for the Kings.
Starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. They not only lightened the load, the bench guaranteed
What the hell was
to
that?
produce the win.
They sure did. So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
Well, they put themselves in the driver's seat as it applies to this season series. The win will give them a 2-1 edge with 1 game left.
And, you know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means a lot.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for DeMarcus Cousins. You have to love the way that he was closing out defensive trips. I mean, he would always body up and really be physical. That's why he ended up with so many boards.
And so it's Sacramento.
Well, DeMarcus